Cool. Yeah, so hi everyone. This is Rahul Halder. I'll be talking about mostly what you after you get selected, then what can you do to make the most out of the summer of code. I mean, at the organization particularly. Uh, Surprisingly, I actually didn't. Uh, the first point that Anand made, that communication, was similar to mine a little bit, but yeah, let's go. Before that, I'll just give a brief introduction about myself. I am currently a student, computer science undergrad. I am in my pre-final year, and I am working as an intern at Headout, and I did the Google Summer of Code last year, previous year at Rocket.Chat, of course. So, yep. Moving forward, just like uh, last point only. I mean, invest in communicating. Invest in communicating with your peers. Invest in communicating with your mentors, with everybody in the organization. You have to understand in which direction you are heading. I mean, regular updates about what you are doing, not maybe all the time every day, because people do have time. I mean, they are busy, right? So you but you still need to do regular check-ins to what you have been doing. uh, if you don't really communicate with your mentor who is assigned with you, you might, let's just say that you might be stuck on a particular bug or something or issue you are trying to solve it for it. I mean, for 2 to 3 days, and you are not getting anywhere. So if you don't really communicate with your mentor, then it will take more and more time. Instead, just you have to discuss the ideas, discuss what other possibilities could be there. uh, Giving an example from my project, that would basically be, we were doing some sort of state management across the whole library, whole Rocket.Chat ecosystem. So I mean, it was basically a component which needed particular state, but we weren't sure how to do it. I was stuck on it for a few days, figuring out how to solve it. But then later, when my mentor was Douglas Fabris that time, and we discussed on the possibilities, and we found a new library in the React ecosystem named Use Subscription, and that helped us to achieve what we were trying to do. So yeah, so that is one of the points that you need to keep in mind, because at the end of the day, it's your mentor who is going to be with you for the most of the time, and he or she is going to help you out, and you've got to complete your project right at the end of the day. So if you keep on getting stuck for I don't know how many number of days, that won't be really such a good idea, rather than just communicating with your mentor. And of course, with your peers, you never know what ideas they have been working on, and gathering ideas, building something together just for the community, and uh, like building some normal tools, like connecting with your peers, like having a good network around you. So the network, of course, a person's network matters the most, right? So it helps you a lot in the future. So uh, communicating with your peers is also necessary. Just like Anant also said that you should discuss, I think, most of your topics in public channels. That way, you could, I mean, other peers and other people who are new to the organization, they can actually be, they can also interact. If they have some ideas, they could put in their ideas and everything. So, yep, communication is the key. Invest in communicating, and you will be making a lot of most out of your experience uh, in by communicating with everybody in the organization. So that's always plus. Yeah. Moving on to my next point, that is, got to be contributing to the community. I mean, of course, you will be. I mean, you will be part of GSoC, so you'll be contributing. You have been selected. You have a proposal ready. You are going to contribute to code. You are going to code. You are going to communicate with your mentors and write, super neat code and everything. But apart from that as well, you have other things that you can contribute to the community. Uh, you got to be part of the Rocket.Chat culture, how they, how they do things, how they link their code, how they write code, the coding style they have. You can you got to learn that. You have to make sure that your contribution is matching with that level. And you can also, in terms of contributing, you can also do other non-code contribution, like the non-code contribution, like the writing some documents and etc., helping other new contributors on board. Like if you find out in GitHub, or GitHub only, right? If you find out that there's issues, those are pending, which you can solve, go ahead and try to solve them up. Help, not only just being part of a specific GSoC program, like you are doing just GSoC, so just contributing to that part of the code. Try to explore other things that are there in in Rocket.Chat community as a whole, and you'll find a lot of more interesting things. They have a very amazing design system, which I really loved during my time. So I had a little bit experience. I researched there a little bit. Then you'll find their app as well and everything. So just try on exploring everywhere. I mean, that would be like the best you can do, apart from of course your main project idea, everything. So yep, you will be contributing to the community, be part of the Rocket.Chat, the amazing Rocket.Chat culture out here. So yep, moving on to my last point, we're keeping it short. So yeah, always research first, keep exploring and learning, of course. What do I mean by always research first is that uh, before asking a doubt, before asking a particular question, before asking anything, try to ask that to Google. Try to just, whatever you are going to ask your mentor in DMs, in public channels, whatever, just type that whole thing straight up in Google, with little bit changes, of course, and you will probably get a, a smaller solution, a brief idea, a small idea, or anything. But at the end of the day, you'll have a better picture of it, better picture of the idea. And then what you can do is, then you have researched a little bit on the topic, on the doubt, and then you can uh, put forward those ideas that you have, the original problem statement, and then you can discuss more and build a better solution out of the whole thing, rather than just putting your plain putting the straight issue right in front of them. Like you should give some context, you should do your research, you should always uh, first make sure you know what you have tried. You should try resolving that issue first, and then you ask the doubts. You should also, onto that point, you should also look look for issues if they are already exist. Let's say, suppose that you found an issue and you are thinking that maybe this will be my first contribution, and you would like to just go ahead and create an issue, and then just straight up go ahead and make a pull request, and so on and so forth. But always check for that issue, if that issue already exists in the Rocket.Chat's database, in the issue section, or something, some sort of similar pull request exists, something similar to it exists, then try to uh, continue in that uh, uh, issue itself, rather than creating a new issue, because it just uh, burdens up on the reviewers, on the issue handlers, that they will have to look at another redundant issue at the end of the day, which is not good, which does not leave a very good impression on the reviewers, because you are not doing your research work, and you should be doing that to be part of a good be part of this amazing community, be part of this amazing open source world, right? And of course, I have a short note here that says that from how to create proper pull request to infinite possibilities. Yep, the possibilities are infinite. How to create a proper pull request? I didn't know that. I didn't know that the time I joined. My mentor Douglas, he actually mentioned that not to dump all your code in a single PR. So I actually did a lot of. My first PR was a very what should I say? It was a very big PR, and that was not good. I mean, it is absolutely not good because as a reviewer, you wouldn't want to see thousands of files just lying there, and you have to see thousands of lines reviewing that. So instead, you always tend to make smaller PRs with small changes, so that it's easy for the reviewer as well, and it's easy for you also to make to track what changes you have done. So at the when I was on when I was doing my project, I had one main PR which was going to be merged, and I had very short multiple PRs which which were reviewed by my mentor, and then we ended up merging it to the main PR, which will probably be released in future. So yeah, uh, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you for inviting me. Thank you for this summit. I mean, yeah, uh, thank you.
Okay, thank you a lot. I think that I did this PR, huge PR stuff before.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
from the
yeah, yeah.
other side is very difficult because like you fix a lot of stuff on the single PR, and then
Right, right,
maybe one of the fixes is not good, so the whole PR is complicated to separate that. So that's a
yeah,
very
exactly.
good advice. That's a very good advice. And
Right,
also I can see that communication is also a key thing, right? As you mentioned,
yeah,
that's
right.
very good. That's very good. So I think
Cool.
we have we're going to have we're having great takeaways here, right? Like you can see already from a pattern from all the speakers what you need to do, and sometimes what you don't have to do and you should not do, which is very important, right?
Right. Cool. If anybody has any questions, I could answer them. But yeah, that's my time. Yep.
Okay, do we have any questions here?